if we're hiring 1099 sales guys, because right now with like our B2B guys, they all have pretty big salaries and, they're making great money. It's a longer sales cycle,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
we're
So what
changing our model.
yeah, what it looks like for you on the residential side, right? If you're investing into leads, you want to protect that investment, right? Not give leads to guys that are not going to produce. So the way
Right.
plus you also probably, if you've done the high salary model on the B2B side, you're probably highly obviously interested in a commission-based model and scaling that on the residential side because that's where the quicker cash is coming from. Probably one of the
Right.
reasons why you're scaling it up, right? And so
Yes.
when the onboarding process is set up, if you can imagine, that for you it's because you it sounds like you'll have like an inbound lead generation system, like you'll be able to determine really really quickly within a 2 week period if the guy is the right fit or if the guys in the onboarding process are the right fit. And so if you can imagine the 2 week onboarding process where they're going through the university every single day, module one on Monday, module two on Tuesday, all the way through the whole university in week one, and then going through that process in week two, and then also going through the in-home sales presentation hypothetically in role play form, automated in the first 2 weeks, and having all of these automated things that are happening in the initial 2 weeks in the onboarding process. Well, for typically what I would lead a client to do in this scenario, just to kind of save on the cost of leads and not to burn through leads, is you have a really good opportunity, or it sounds like you're building a good opportunity. So the nature of the opportunity will allow you to retain reps a little bit easier through that initial phase if they're getting inbound leads. For context for everybody, 90% of our clients don't have this. So if reps are responsible for creating their own leads, that's all good. But if you're paying for the leads, that'll allow you to attract a higher volume of quality candidate, be more picky in the recruiting process. You shove them through a good onboarding process. And if they meet the perfect, and if they complete and execute all the tasks perfectly within the first 2 weeks, they go into week three and then qualify for lead opportunities. So that's how you protect yourself a little bit and then funnel somebody into, you know, appointment opportunities or lead opportunities where they're actually trained up versus shoving them leads and crossing your fingers and hope they stick. So if you can imagine, you pump 2 to 3 guys into onboarding in Atlanta. Well, if you pump in two, there's going to be one that actually executes the onboarding system perfectly by the end of week two, and that's the person that gets the lead. And you've saved yourself from burning leads through. I'm not saying this is for sure what you need to do, but I'm saying this is somewhat most likely what needs to happen. From a compensation perspective, you can do all commission. That's what our 90% of our clients are all commission opportunities. The way that you help kind of close up the income gap a little bit is for you. It sounds like it's probably a short sales cycle. It's not long sales cycle. It's probably like a 30 to 60 day ramp up into quota. I'm assuming whether it's 30, 60, 90 days, what you do is you implement activity-based onboarding compensation. Activity-based onboarding compensation is bonusing reps as they hit the activities ramping up into the role. So let's say it was hypothetically 60 days to ramp up into quota, right? It's like our expectations are you're going to make at least 6 grand a month or 8 grand a month or whatever it is. And let's say it's 6 grand a month bare minimum at quota, and it takes 60 days or 8 weeks or 2 months to get to that point. Well, we reverse engineer the 8 weeks. Here's what you do: week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way through the first 60 days. And then you benchmark all the daily activities that need to happen leading up into that. And then what you do is you bonus reps at the end of the month for meeting those things perfectly, right? Do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? And so
Yeah.
there's a carrot that you give to them at the end of the 2 months, and that's how you kind of like you have the carrot of the leads, you have the carrot of the activity based onboarding compensation. You sell them into the model. It gets them, if they're really bought in, they go through the initial 2 week training, and you have somebody come out of the 2 weeks that's highly engaged and also trained, and your return on investment with your leads is going to be better than if you just had a crappy onboarding process and just started getting everybody leads. So, anyways, hopefully that's helpful. There's a lot more
No,
there.
yeah, that's that's man, that is I never would have thought of that.
Yeah. So there's a 100 more nuggets like that for our clients.